When it comes to covering the roof, a lot of people might think that using real slate might end up being too heavy or too expensive, but we have a very specific system that we're using here, which is going to be less slate overall, which of course means less expensive and less heavy. And if you're thinking, it's not real slate, well, you'd be wrong. This is genuine slate, and it's the same thickness as traditional slate, but the field tiles are a little bit shorter because you only need about a 2-inch overlap instead of the typical 10 to 12 inches that you do with traditional slate. And that's why you end up with less slate on the roof. Now, the key is proper weather protection. It starts with the adhesive membrane that you always want on the vulnerable parts of a roof, like the edges, the hips, and the valleys. We also have this breathable underlayment that's going to provide extra protection against wind-driven rain for the rest of the roof deck. It's thicker than standard felt, and it's going to lay nice and flat under our slates. Then there's also this UV and moisture barrier that goes under each slate as it's being installed. It's made from a high-density polyethylene, and it adds a layer of waterproofing that also allows a shorter overlap between the slates, but it doesn't sacrifice any moisture protection. They start at the top and work their way down, so they never risk any breakage by walking on finished slate. The first thing they do is nail on the ridge vent material to get some good ventilation. Then they nail on the trim slates. Now, those get nailed in horizontally on each side of the ridge, but with this system, they are the only pieces of slate that actually get nailed in. That's because all the field slate is attached to the roof with this batten and hook system. So, Tom, you want to kind of give us a quick rundown on this board we're looking at?
Yeah, what you got is the roof decking, and we come in with the TruSlate nailing tape. Start from your ridge down to your eave and lay the strips. It tells us where to put these stainless steel hook systems that are nailed in with stainless steel nails, also coated. And they all come with the hooks, and they're easy to pop in. And once that is all set and all hanging through here like that, and then we come in with the TruSlate underproofing. And what we do is we slide it out underneath the hooks, and it drops into the lower hooks. And we grab the second one, and we do the same thing where it goes underneath the top hooks, into the bottom hooks. And then we're ready to start installing some slate. And the slate slides up underneath these hooks and hooks into those hooks down below, just like that.
Nice.
And we come in to make sure this one's underneath the underlayment and the hooks from the ones above.
So there's a little bit of give in those hooks?
Yep. And you can do it even with one missing on to your left and right. You drop in, and just like that, you go through and hook them in. Now, if you ever break one, they're easy. With the bulb, you just pop them out.
And replace it.
And replace it.
So how are you handling things up on the roof?
We're taking in sections with the material and stuff on this one, going from left to right, coming back right to left to keep the pattern. There's 3 different colors with the percentage. With the nailing strips, guys are doing that, guys are doing the underlayment, cutting it, and we just move as an equal team.
Is it tough working on a roof that's pitched like this?
Yeah, you just gotta be careful with toe holds and stuff. We have it for safety reasons. Be up there, and you just gotta be aware of what's below you on the ground.
I know you got a lot of roof to do, so I won't keep you, so thanks for showing me your demo.
No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Since slate is a product that lasts a lifetime, we don't want to put some type of metal up on the roof that's going to corrode out after 30 or 40 years. So we're using copper. It lasts forever. It's moisture proof. It takes on a gorgeous looking patina in not too long a period of time. We're going to be using it in our valley flashing, step flashing, any type of rakes, gutters. If there's metal up on the roof, it's going to be copper.
The beauty of copper is that it's one of those lifetime materials, totally impervious to weather and corrosion. Well, that's very important on a slate roof because the slate's going to last forever, and you don't want to use any metal that's going to need replacing after a few years.